Hello everybody, welcome back to Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin Edition. As you can see, I've been doing a little grinding off camera, and now have the complete Hide Knight set, which took way too long to get. In fact, it took so long that if we look at my player stats, you can see I'm now level 110, and we haven't even defeated the boss of No Man's Wharf. I did spread them out. As you can see, nothing's above 20 yet, because while I don't mind having an insanely high level, because I don't actually know, I think the level affects something to do with PvP, but I don't PvP, so I don't give a fuck about that. Excuse me. But I don't like being like insanely overpowered, but I don't mind a little bit overpowered, and I like having my options. So yeah, my vigor, endurance, vitality, strength, and dexterity and adaptability are all 20. My intelligence and faith is what I was raising next. My attunement, I don't know how high I'm going with that. I only really want, at most, 4 spell slots. I don't think I want to go more than 4. Then at least I can have a spell, a miracle, a pyromancy, and a hex all at the same time, so that I got my options available as I go. And then, obviously I could just have like 2 or 3 just to have like a couple of something that I know I'm going to use, or then one backup or something. But yeah, so this is the whole Hide Knight set, which, as you can imagine, I got from killing the Hide Knights. Did not know that you could get that in New Game, because in the original Dark Souls 2, you could only get it in New Game Plus. But apparently with an update in Dark Souls 2 and obviously in Scholar of First Sin, you can get it without New Game Plus. So we have 3 things that we want to accomplish in this video. The first thing is what we're going to do right now, is we're going to go and free this statue that the Basilisk was guarding, to get what's behind it, because behind it is an Estus Flask Shard. Now this is oops. Yeah, unfortunately these statues, they do attack when they come out. I'm also using the Hide Knight sword right now, which has a little bit of electricity. It's not upgraded. I'm using the Watchdog Parma. No, Watch Dragon Parma, because I think it goes well with the armor set. Obviously the Hide Knights with their broken left arm don't have shields. As far as I'm aware, there might be a Hide Knight shield somewhere in the game. I don't know, I didn't look it up. I do also have the spear, by the way. The Hide Knight spear. But I don't have the stats to really use it with one hand. Although it doesn't seem to be too bad one-handed. I mean, it's slow, but it still seems to function just like a spear. So, but yeah, the Watch Dragon Parma. It doesn't have 100% physical. Ooh, that's an elephant. Hopefully, that's all that's in here. It doesn't have 100% physical resistance, but it does have 90%. And what I learned, oof, that has it also has 50%, or not 50%, 50 item discovery on it. Not that it says it in the item description, but apparently that is a thing that it does have. So there's an Estus Flask Shard. So now we can get 4 drinks, which is always nice. And as you can see, I did go and burn the Sublime Bone Dust, which made it +1, which allowed it to, which means that it heals more. And I chose to do this over the, oh look, we got the Knight set. I chose to do this over going back to things betwixt, because I know that this is an Estus Flask Shard. That's a broken door. Whereas I know a little bit of what's in things betwixt, but I don't remember the specific items that are there. Like, I know the enemies that are there, and the one reward we get for killing them, but I don't remember specifically what items there are. So, also, as of this recording, last week's video has not come out yet. It comes out tomorrow. But what I've decided to do, since I've now gotten quite a few armor sets, which I will show off here in a moment, just to get it out of the way before we advance. What I've decided to do is I've decided not or to record this a little differently. Well, that's okay. At a different time. I'm basically going to try and start recording this the day before, which is risky, because then if something happens I can't record on a Saturday, obviously, Dark Souls wouldn't get made. So that you guys can have a little bit more input on it. I'm not going to have you have input on like my leveling up or anything, because I just plan to level up the way I always level up in this game. And I will take whatever path I wish as well. But I figure we have a bunch of armor sets. I'll show off the ones that I've got now. And weapons. And I'll have you guys, well, maybe, I don't know about weapons, but I'll have you guys pick what, like, armor sets and that I use for the next video. So, like, I won't be recording next week's video until like the day before it comes out, until like next Saturday. Of you guys watching this, it'll be next Saturday. So like for this part, I figure I'd go with Hide Knight just because that's I honestly really like this armor set. I don't really care for like the way the Hide Knights look. I think it's because like they're hunched over and it looks like they have like they're hunchbacks, but I do really like the way the armor looks. But then we also have, and now the reason I'm level 110 is purely because of this item right here, the Old Knight Gauntlets. It took me so long. But yeah, this here would be technically option 2, I guess, because if you wanted me to stay with the Hide Knight, I could do that. This would be option 2 for next week's video, the Old Knight set, and I'd probably use this spear. Oh, I say spear, it's not a spear, it's a giant axe, but they call it, what do they call it? The halberd. But I think the axe head is a little too high for it to be really considered a halberd. I also have the Old Knight sword and shield that I'd probably use with it to swap out, since these items don't have very good durability. We could also go with the Varangian armor set, which is the pirates that we've been fighting. And I actually don't think I have any of the weapons for them. Hang on. And I've got, I know I have their swords as well. So just like them, although I guess the dual wield ones do have that, but just like them, we could go with the Varangian sword. We could even dual wield it just to make it look like the pirates. I don't mind this one. I don't really care for the helmet, but I could also go helmetless. In fact, I probably would, but I do like the rest of the armor set. And then obviously we just got the knight set. And I don't know what weapons I would go with that one, but I feel like it's definitely built to be a sword and shield. And then last but not least, we have the shadow set that I managed to get. The shadow set, sadly enough, the easiest of the sets that I got. Got a nice little assassin set here. You might remember the 2 guys who attacked me in No Man's Wharf. Was wearing this. It also turns out that if, actually I don't think I can do it to have the whip. If you punch people with this one, it actually does cause a bleed buildup, which is cool, especially if you get the final reward from the Covenant of Champions, which actually makes it so you can viably punch people to death. Alright. So that's pretty much going to be your options for next week's video, if you so choose. I want to make sure I don't... Yeah, I have Prisoner's Tatters as well from one of the guys I killed, and the reason why they're upgraded is because of they have item find on them. Only like 10, but I mean 10 item find is still 10 item find. So I mean, there's that. So that's pretty much the only reason why I keep them with me. Also, because I'm an idiot, I did in fact forget to, and I emptied Gavlan's dialogue, which means he actually left No Man's Wharf. And I did not get to sell, as you may have noticed, any of my stuff there. Oh, whoops. I also put the wrong sword on, didn't I? So yeah, you can choose what I wear. You can also choose what weapons I use, but you can but that's not necessary if you don't care what weapon I use, but just would like to see like a specific armor set. You can do that, or if you just want to see a specific weapon and screw the armor set, you can do that as well. Also, I don't know if I summon him, but there's a shade here, Bradley the Old Guard. I'm gonna summon him right now because he doesn't last very long. It might very well be gone before we even reach an enemy. Dude's a fucking champ, though. He heals the fuck out of you. So yeah, as you can see, this place is clear. But, not this house. One thing I did mess up. Also, there's a hollow that fucking sleeps in here. Confused the fuck out of me for the longest time. Before I figured out that he was there and, because I kept wondering how, like, who the hell this guy was, like, where he was coming from behind me. Shit. Where was it now? There was a bookcase I need to destroy because there's an item behind it that I didn't get. Okay, it's obviously not in there because that just leads upstairs. I don't think that there can be a bookshelf in there. Yeah. No, I can hear the Darkstalker getting busy down there. Was it these ones? No. Shit. I don't think that it was that far away is the thing. Like, I'm reasonably certain that it was pretty close to the start of this that I missed it. Because, yeah, there's a bookshelf with items behind it. Maybe it was up here. Nope, definitely not. But yeah, but yeah, Bradley will heal you. He's a fucking champ. He was not necessary at. Oh, here it is. Go, and then behind here we have 3 human effigies. I'm glad I got that. I actually used a few of those because the prisoner's tatters obviously shows a lot of skin, and it's annoying as fuck. In all honesty, we don't have to go all the way up and around. We can just go through here. Since we have the shortcut next to where Gavlan used to be. We also do have one more thing to clean up that we missed, but I'll do that after we kill the boss and get our next bonfire. Because it's a little bit further away. Well, I guess it's not really that far away, but it's just not in this area at all, so I'd rather not. Right now. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, everything's cleared out. I cleared everything out. Thankfully, to get the shadow set after I cleared everything out, I only had to have the Covenant of Champions for like 2 more runs through this place. Now these guys, if you're lucky, they will give you their back as they're running away. As you can see, this place actually is... Oh, he's enraging. Oh yeah, Bradley will also enchant his... Ow. Frick. Nope. Rid of him. Goodbye to you. Nope. Oh, and what did... Bradley, move. Oh yeah, I also did get a couple pieces of this tattered cloth. I didn't bother farming them. Okay, we did that. Actually did miss something up here. I didn't bother farming them for it because they have a couple armor sets that they can drop, but they have such a large pool of items that they can drop that it's very unlikely. Like, it would take forever. And not only that, but they are really annoying. And boosh. There we go. And we got a crystal lizard. Nice. Titanite shard and a large one. Fading soul. And actually going back to like weapons and that, I probably won't get you to choose my weapons right now. Not until we reach, I think it's Earthen Peak. Where I can actually like grind out some Titanite shards and that to upgrade. more weapons, and a Royal Soldier's Ring. I don't actually know what this does. Increase maximum load. Ah, well, we're not above 70% right now, so that doesn't make a difference. Alright. Bradley, did you not like that table? Because yeah, until I can upgrade them. Obviously, as we are right now, the base, base weapons do enough damage that it's not really much of an issue. I see you over there. You really think you were hidden there, buddy? Because if so, yikes. Man, Bradley actually lasts quite a while. I wonder if you could get him into the boss fight. I don't really plan on taking him into the boss fight, because if you don't know, every time you take somebody into a boss fight in Dark Souls with you, the boss actually gets... I want to say it's just increased health. I don't think that they get increased damage or anything. I'm pretty sure it's just a higher health bar. Hey, task completed. Which is kind of a lie. Because I'm pretty sure that they're supposed to last for, I want to say 30 kills. Oh, hang on. So yeah, if you could spot these guys, you can knock them off if you have a weapon that can do it. I can do it with the whip, I promise. I'm not just failing horribly. Well, I am failing horribly. I mean, I am just failing horribly. I'm not just that bad. Because I did it multiple times, not obviously to these guys, but there was another one up there. Because yeah, right there, up there, I think, if you remember, there was an item at the end, and then when we picked it up, the guy climbed up the side. That's the only trigger that guy has to climb up, is you picking up the item. So he never actually climbed up again. But here, this is a mage.
Very well. From this day, you shall be my new pupil. I am Carillion of the Fold. Surely you've heard the name. Now, do not be afraid. Let us explore the limits of sorcery.
So yeah, this guy here is the mage teacher. He won't talk to you unless you have... he won't speak to you unless you have... I want to say 10 intelligence, but I could be wrong. Oh yeah, this is actually really cool, Simpleton Spice. Because every spell that you cast has, as you can see at the bottom, it has an intelligence use. Or has an intelligence that you need for it. So actually, if you buy the Simpleton Spice, it will actually lower the amount of intelligence you need for a specific spell. I don't think we can do it here. I think that that's a different enemy we need to fight. I'm not going to buy any of these now because I don't want to go back and rest at the bonfire, because I would a magic weapon to use in the next fight, but like I said, I don't want to go and sit back at the bonfire, even though we have the shortcut unlocked now. I'd rather just get everything clear and then go and fight him with Luke Teal. He can also reinforce your Pyromancy Flame. Also, if you remember when we talked to Rosabeth, she said that this guy was her teacher, and he's the one who, he's the one that she followed here.
The forces of magic and souls lie dormant in this land. It is a fitting place to hone my sorceries. I suspect that I may even conjure up new spells here. Sorcery is yet a mystery even to me. Let us mature together, young pupil. Use scrolls to unleash the power of sorceries. But the power of each scroll is reliant on that of its owner. The untrained cannot wield a scroll to its proper potential. Never forget, young pupil, there are no shortcuts to mastery. The forces of magic and souls lie dormant in this land. It is a fitting place to hone my sorceries. I suspect that I may even conjure up new spells here. Sorcery is yet a mystery, even to me. Let us mature together, young pupil. Use scrolls to
Okay,
unleash
that's
the
it.
power of sorcery.
Yeah, so
But the never.
he doesn't talk to you if your
One day
intelligence
my
is under
teachings
8,
will save you.
and if your intelligence is 30 or higher. Can we do something with this? It looks like it's something would be it, right? Guess not. Oh well. But yeah, if your intelligence gets to 30, which ours will at some point, he will also give you a free northern ritual band, which I can't remember. There's a northern ritual band and a southern ritual band. One of them, I think, gives you extra spell slots without needing to put points into attunement. Instead, you just take up a ring slot, which is kind of useful. And the other one, what the hell does the other one do? I want to say the other one either increases like the damage of your spells or it gives you more. Oh, I think it might give you more spell casts, is what it does. Because obviously, when you put points in, well, I guess maybe not obviously, but when you put points into attunement, the two things that happen is you get more spell slots to use, and you also get more casts of spells to use. So yeah, like the northern and southern ritual bands, each one gives you one bonus or the other in exchange for a ring slot. In my opinion, it's not really worth it, but there's a lot of people who refuse to level up past 150 in this game. I don't know why. I'm assuming they have a reason. But like, if you look up any builds or anything online, it's almost guaranteed that they don't go past 150, or that the build like ends at 250. Okay, and I just want to make sure that we got everything. Okay, yeah, there's just a few enemies on here, no items. Because I don't think the boat. Well, actually, no. I think there actually is an item right after the boss we can pick up. Ow. Oof, that just barely got him. These guys with the two swords, by the way, can be fucking brutal. They have an attack. I don't know if you guys saw it, but they hit you like 6 times. It is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so those two are gone, which means I think I can fight this guy no problem. We find more of him in the Lost Bastille, which will probably be the next area I go to. Fucker. There we go. Yeah, they're not very hard. But as you can see, my Watch Dragon Parma there took a little bit of damage, even though I blocked everything. Alright, then down here should be the boss. Yeah, there's the boss mist. Just making sure there's no more enemies. Because Lucatiel, while she did get a boost, I'd still rather have her go into the fight with me with maximum health. Now, the boss we're fighting is armored, but I don't know if... Do I actually have enough to just straight up... I do have enough to just straight up put that there. And can I... Oh, I can't quite squeeze the Sorcerer's Staff in as well. Oh well. Realize that. Because I don't know if they... Because I don't know if my mace will do more damage or not. Because I did attack without the mace, the old knights, or my Morning Star, I guess. Well, as farming, and my sword nut did all right. Now, granted, my sword is, because I was using the longsword. My longsword was +4, whereas my mace, I think, is well, it's +2. Oh yeah, I'm using the High Knight sword right now, but my longsword is +4. Along with my whip, but my Morning Star is only +2. But I feel like it shouldn't have been that big of a difference to have my sword do the same damage as the Morning Star. because I'm pretty sure strike damage is supposed to be better against armored enemies, but we'll stick with our sword right now. Might test out the whip, because as long as Lucatiel keeps their attention. Alright, make sure Luke is with us. So one of the main reasons why in Dark Souls 2, like if you watch Let's Plays in that you might see people who generally don't summon, because a lot of people think summoning is okay, so that did about 108. My mace did the same thing. Ooh, and my whip does less, which does make sense. It is a whip against a very armored enemy. So yeah, this is the Flexile Sentry, which is basically a person and a half attached to each other. They seems like they actually have their own stagger bars. Ooh, they also have a hell of a backhand apparently. The sword guy is a lot harder to dodge than the mace guy, so if you do decide to fight them by yourself, it is generally better to try and stay on the mace side. Oh, I didn't know you were coming at me. Luca, you gotta get his attention there, buddy. Oh god, their attacks are so wide, it's ridiculous. I hate bosses that jump around. Now, we do end up fighting more of these guys later. They aren't... There's a couple of fights later that I'm remembering that are pretty much the same as this. But I want to say that there's one or two where you're not in water and having it slow down your movement. But they are very annoying because obviously they jump around and aren't really hindered by the water, whereas you are. Okay, so we got the Flexile Sentry store, so Luca disappears, which means that we have now completed part 1 of her quest, because we talked to her and then summoned her for a boss fight that she survived. But yeah, that's why you see people summoning enemies a lot, or summoning certain NPCs throughout it. I imagine most of the ones talk about it as well. But here is our Pyromancy Flame, which I was excited for. I'm going to remove that actually and slap that on because it weighs nothing. But this is our Pyromancy Flame. Obviously we don't have any actual like fire. But you can punch with it to set things on fire. I don't know if you can light torches like that. I doubt it. And then I think that's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure since we since we talked to Carillion already and exhausted his dialogue, he should move as soon as we do this. Alright. So we have now taken the prison boat, which is why those big jar things there, they do have bars in them. But we are now, as you can see, we have reached another dock. Where exactly we came from, I don't know, because like you can't actually see it from down here, but you could see it as the boat left. You could see where we were heading in the distance. Pretty sure you can't get back on the boat. You might be able to get back on the boat if you go all the way back to if you go to No Man's Wharf and head back that way, because the Pyromancy Flame is on the boat, so I imagine that they would have to let you back on. Got some more Varangians here, left over from No Man's Wharf. Oh. There we go. Some more leggings, because why not? Now, unfortunately, Gavlan isn't here. But, you know, there's not really a whole lot we can do about that. But so, come on. I think up here it will... God, this is going to be... Those two guys may survive. Those two guys may not get farmed to death just because of how, like, such an annoying place that they are in, you know? Oof, yeah, this is a hefty elevator ride just to kill 2 people, because our bonfire should be right up here. Okay, now do we have... Item here, Soul of Proud Knight, Radiant Life Gem. Got any prisoners? Nothing in here. Yeah. Nope, no secrets. Oh well. Well, maybe there is. I don't know. Alright, but yeah, we should get... There it is. The Lost Bastille. Now, I don't... I know that there... I don't think that's this hallway, no, because everything in here looks pretty dead. Because I know there is a hallway where you run through it. A common fruit, which increases your poison resistance, and like all the cell doors open, and a bunch of little suicide bombers come out and chase you down. I don't think that's this one, though. Ah, there it is. The bonfire. Boosh. So we now have the bonfire. We now have 2 entrances to the Lost Bastille, if we go and look. I don't know. We have the Exile holding cells and the Tower Apart. Obviously, the Tower Apart is how we got here from the Pursuer fight. Whereas this one is obviously from there. Okay, so the other thing of cleanup that we needed to do... I don't think either one is necessarily faster, but we'll go to this one. Is, sadly enough, a thing that I fucked up here. Now, you may remember that I thought that there was more to the Blue Cathedral. But then, you know, I looked and I was like, oh no, that must be it then. Turns out that no, that wasn't necessarily it. It's just that the thing I was looking at, like the guide that I have up to find all the items in that, actually has the Blue Cathedral, or the Cathedral of Blue, whatever, separate from the rest. Also, I realized just before I started recording that I was actually really dumb grinding the Hide Knight set, because I was starting at that bonfire, and if you remember the one who sat in front of that chest, he actually patrols close enough to the door that you can drag him in without fighting the Old Knight. And after I got the Old Knight gauntlets, I still went through the entirety of Hyde's Tower of Flame a few times, quite a few times, trying to get the rest of the Hide Knight set, and then I just resigned myself to just killing that one guy over and over again until he dropped what I needed. But if I was smart about it, I would have just came this way after one of my attempts, because there is in fact a bonfire here that I missed. Because I don't know how I missed it. But yeah, if we go out here, there's a fucking staircase right here. But I went out there to talk to the guy first and get the items that were out there, and then I didn't bother to turn around and look in here. But yeah, there's a bonfire right here. So to get the Hide Knight set, I could have started here, killed the Spear Knight and the one Sword Knight that was sitting down on the ground, and that would have been it, right? Let's see. Yeah. So yeah, we have a bonfire right here. Now I think that is it. That was like literally the rest of our cleanup. We will go and talk to Carhillion back in Majula. Yeah, that was it. There's nothing that way. Also, this guy may very well die at some point. To get the achievement for joining his covenant, I do need to keep him alive for right now. But since I don't plan on doing anything to actually advance in his to advance in his covenant. He may die just to get the item he drops, because I don't think that you can get it anywhere else. I think you get it if you get high enough. Oh no, that's actually the only way to get it. Yeah, so you actually, if you want the Blue Knight's Halberd, you actually have to kill him. There is no other way. So now I think he sits. I want to say he sits up next to this tree, like right near Rosabeth, right? Yes, he does. Hello, buddy.
Oh, so you finally decided to join us. Let us resume our exploration of sorcery. The forces of magic and souls lie dormant in this land. It is a fitting place to hone my sorceries. I suspect that I may even conjure up new spells here.
You know, he may have actually said that one already.
Sorcery is yet a mystery, even to me. Let us mature together, young pupil. Use scrolls.
Yeah, then that's the same.
Never.
And now I'm pretty sure that since I moved him here, he's not going to sell anything different yet. After we beat a couple bosses or something, he might. Actually, I think I can use Urn. I don't know what Urn does. Warm Soul goes. Oh, okay. This is basically the same as the Alluring Skulls. 19 to use an Alluring Skull, eh? Man, I never found those items really useful. Multiples per hit. Okay. That'd be good on, like, big enemies. Does not inflict damage. A large. Okay. Yeah, and then you have the different. You have Soul Arrow, Great Soul Arrow, which I think. Right. So, Great Soul Arrow does more damage than Soul Arrow, so it doesn't seem like a whole lot. Heavy Soul Arrow does even more damage than Great Soul Arrow, but it takes longer to cast, and I want to say the projectile might be even slower. And then we have Great Heavy Soul Arrow, which obviously does even more damage, but probably takes even longer to cast. Yeah. And then I don't know if I actually need any of those. I might buy them. I don't know if anybody else, if you can get them anywhere else. We'll talk to Rosabeth to buy. I guess we didn't have any fire seeds. Alright, put them away. But I shall buy all 3 of the fire seeds to reinforce our Pyromancy Flame, because why the hell not?
I finally tracked down my teacher, but I've decided to keep at it alone. I need to see what I can achieve by myself. Master Carillion and I are from Malphia to the south, a land lush with sorcery and pyromancy. Master Carillion polished his art at one of our renowned magic academies. But he argued that the academies were terrible places to learn magic. This quite angered Master Glocken, my previous teacher. Once Master Carillion spoke excitedly of this land. He made talk of the remnants of some great power and the deep abyss that surrounds it. I tried to ask more, but he didn't seem to hear. I'll never be good enough, will I? It was a perilous trek across the mountains. I faced the most frightful things. The number of times I nearly died. I finally tracked down my...
Okay.
Master...
So yeah, that's she has to say. Now I don't know if this guy'll have.
Quite a hive of activity we are these days. I'd forgotten how much comfort a little companionship can bring. Once I'd lost everything, but now I am grateful for what you have taught me. It is very little, But please, take this.
Hey, and we got a soul vessel.
Have you seen that pic?
So yeah, you get that from him once a certain number of people have came back to Majula here, which I think is really cool. But yeah, that I don't know how long we've been going. That didn't take us very long. It was 40 minutes. It's a pretty decent length for a video. But yeah, write in the comments if you have a specific armor set that you wish for me to wear for the next part. In between parts, obviously, I will do all the killing that I need to do. Now, do I have a fire seed over here? I do not. I do have 3 Awstones, though, that I got from while farming my thing. I need like 47 more, but I don't plan on farming those until later when I have a little bit better place to do so. But yeah, so just let me know what like weapons or armor you wish for me to use. If you even care what weapons or armor I use. I don't really care. Realistically, it doesn't make too much of a difference. There's might be certain instances where I do in fact use a specific armor set for whatever reason, just to make things easier on myself. If there's like a boss coming up or something that like uses a lot of fire, for example, I'll probably stick to something that gives me a lot of fire defense, you know. But yeah, so in between parts I'll kill the few guys that we have. I may or may not get equipment from the elephant guy down in the down in the sewers. This is also my as you can probably guess, this is my farming attire here because I get item discovery 50 from the shield, 25 from the hat, and 10 from the prisoner robes. There is I think a jester's hat that gives you more item find for a hat, and then obviously we haven't got the gold serpent ring yet. Although we do have 2 fireballs because the only pyromancy that those stupid lizards drop, of course, was one that I already had. But yeah, that'll be it for this part. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you next week for more.